thing these mid laners like to do, and they just like, they're out of the tournament, they lost game 1, and he's like, he just sees a matchup that he thinks he can, do something different with, catch his opponent by surprise. I had a friend who used to love playing mid Dazzle whenever he could against melee heroes, so it just kind of, as soon as I saw the Dazzle pick, it made me think of him, and now I'm like, okay, it's coming out. And we have to message him and be like, look, mid Dazzle competitive Dota, it's a thing.
Shout out to that guy. He's they're taking trends from your friends list.
Yep. That's how dire their position is in. they're pretty lost if they're following him. He's like, he's Divine 5, I think, but
high enough. It works. That's that's enough to participate in the qualifiers usually for NA.
True.
Mid Dazzle. I'm really excited to see if it's gonna do anything, but a little nervous that it's probably not gonna do anything. That's what scares me the most. But well, we'll see. Yeah. There's a video from Ant, by the way. It's a message to their fans, and we'll take a listen into that while we get set for these lanes. So let's take a quick listen up.
I want to say a shout out to all the fans. I don't know, I haven't played in many years. I don't know if my fans are still around, but if you're out there and you're watching, thank you. I appreciate you guys sticking by me all this time. And any fans of our team, thanks for watching. And just in general, the viewers make the game. If it weren't for you guys who watch, we wouldn't be able to do this. The players wouldn't be able to play. The casters wouldn't be able to cast. So thank you very much, and shout out to PGL as well for hosting the tournament. Just follow me on Twitch. I try streaming all the time, so it's UshDota with 2 H's if you're interested in watching that. And yeah, thank you guys.
So always nice to hear a little bit of a message of fans, especially towards the end of the DPC season. While that was going on, Arates tried to fight and just square up with these heroes and died for first blood, but he does come back to the lane and end up getting a little bit of revenge, but giving up first blood, never the best case scenario. And I like hear both the messages from Skyward and Ush. Like, even though it's just Div 2, like, there are fans out there that come to watch these players do their thing.
Dude, a lot of the viewers today may not know him, but I'm an Ush fan. This guy's been around for a while. I think I told Sir in the panel how 2015 I was casting him play at a Star Ladder LAN in Ukraine. And it was like his, he was, I think he was playing with like Fluff and stuff, like all these old school NA players. And that was how I got to him. He was like a 17, 18-year-old kid playing his first big LAN, and he was like the friendliest dude. And then he suddenly came back. Like, I saw him playing Div 2 NA. I was like, what the hell? I haven't seen this guy in like 4 or 5 years. But yeah, just a super kind soul.
So looking to get a last victory in the Div 2 before the season ends. God, RL taking a lot of damage over.
He almost died.
Yeah. That poison touch at level 2 is definitely not friendly at the moment. And he's got to be careful, because another one of those, and I don't know if he's able to run back on that.
Yeah, he's got the swashbuckle now, but yeah, anytime he gets poison touch, he just kind of has to swashbuckle away. So this mid matchup, he's winning the CS so far, but you can see there, get poison touch and just instantly swash away, and kind of just has to reset.
This time at least he's got a couple sips on the bottle, so he could kind of stay nearby. But he's using that shield crash to get a little bit of CS. I don't know how long that's going to last for him, though, as the levels keep coming for Blessed Kid.
Yeah, at least you can see with the CS, like, it seems like Blessed Kid has been trading, like, instead of going for some CS, or maybe he's just missed CS, he's been overly harassing, to the point where RL is still doing fine. He's good TP base. Whoa, boy. Oh! Almost got him with the heal bomb mid.
Warden snowball to avoid the Starbreaker, but still getting jumped on. Rebound and a kill. Gets a tag team off the second before he ends up dying, and all of a sudden, well, Shadow Phoenix in with a little bit of health on the top lane, too.
A lot of aggression in all of these lanes. If Feeling finds Moonlight, he may still... he's not going to poke his head out just yet.
Argius just dying here. That is...
okay. And the courier feed.
Yeah, I'm going to lose that courier. Then Feeling Arcane Curse onto 2, but there's a trample right on top of you, and, well, he'll end up falling. Karwa just gets away, but I don't know if Arates is going to be so fortunate. Treants won't be able to get the body blocks, and Warden doesn't have a snowball to work with. Meanwhile, Moonlight, he goes down to Argius coming back towards top.
He tried to feed to the tower, but SF TP'd in just before he died, so he actually got the last hit and the experience for it. So, a clever idea for Rubik, but he just couldn't feed fast enough.
You never feed when you want to.
Yep.
That's not fair.
Bit of a chaotic early game. There's so much aggression in every single lane. I think this is just, Eternity, this is kind of what can happen when you're not playing for much. You're just going to be that little bit more aggressive in the early game laning stage. You're going to go for these kills that maybe you wouldn't normally. Maybe the ill-advised aggression, although so far it's really paid off for Eternity.
Yeah, they've got potentially another kill here on Argus. He just came back towards top, so he's not even going to have a TP when he respawns. Everything's kind of going well because if you're looking at mid 2 at the same time, like RL is getting pushed out of the lane here by Blessed Kid by the poison touch. It's really been frustrating for him. Like, this has been another repeat of a good start, at least, for Eternity.
RL continues to be pressured. He's the one that's going to have to, maybe make some rotations and moves, but if you're losing your lane, that can be tricky. Another kill top.
Yeah, feeling
this
dead again.
We talked about Skyward popping off this game, and so far 3-0-1. We're just 5 minutes in, and he may get triple raised here, but he'll survive this. Argus is trying to chase him with the boots.
Telekinesis, Silencer coming over, and one more raise.
Ooh.
But they've got RRL. Oh, who are they going to go for? They want Moonlight. Blessed Kid comes in too, and immediately a TP out from the Pango.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, they're still fighting. They're still trying to figure out who's winning this lane because it feels like mid and top are both won by Eternity so far.
Yeah. And we've seen this a few times now. Pango just has to TP away when Dazzle gets on top of him with the poison touch now. Dazzle's going to get the bottle refill in the mid lane. I think the big thing that Ant really need is actually Nature's Prophet to hit level 6. Like at level 6, Nature's Prophet TPing in offers this threat where you can't make these aggressive plays if you're Eternity. Diving towers on Primal Beast, rotating on, like someone like Dazzle can so easily get ganked by Nature's Prophet, but they need the damage from the Nature's Wrath.
Yeah, they'll have that soon. And again, Argus just taking a lot of damage, gets a raise off, and with the one he's got coming back up is available. Short range, right click, skyward, ring around the rosy, and eventually your pockets will be full of posies. And, well, Argus is going to get a kill there on skyward and gets a kill streak out of his hands, too, which is a good amount of gold when you're struggling in this lane. The Warden bottom. They've got the hammer being thrown forward, but not really doing anything, and these heroes are just going to kind of stand there and trade a little bit. It's not much from the Celestial Hammer, just level 2.
Yeah, that's a particularly nice kill for the SF to kind of salvage his lane, although he's sticking around. Moonlight, meanwhile mid lane, Rolling Thunder, not shy. Blessed Kid's like, okay, hello. That's just a farming Rolling Thunder, That's when you know things are going badly if you're using that just to farm your lane.
Net worth-wise, Pango, he's 500 gold behind the Dazzle, but you could see, like, Argus, even with his 2 deaths, he's top of the net worth at the moment. Not all terrible.
Yeah. Getting the solo kill on Primal Beast, a killing spree as well, just completely turned around his game. And this is a lot of aggression down bottom.
Yeah, they tried to go with the trample. Now they're going to turn this Starbreaker onto the Warden. They've also brought Feeling in. Bottom lane has the Primal Beast around, Snowball, Skyward. Both these heroes really not taking a lot of damage as the Poison Touch hits on a Feeling. They should be able to get a kill there onto the Silencer. They want to go. Onslaught lands. It's at full distance. Ush going to be disposed, and now he's under the Tier 1 tower. He needs to find a way out, but he's not going to do so, and the Warden walks back into what is almost certainly going to be his death. No, just TP's out. Just barely.
All of that kind of for a courier. Silencer, like, threw away his life to get a courier and then kind of gets his Nature's Prophet killed as well, and they're not done, Yeah,
Skyward's top. He's going to onslaught again. Moonlight, he's holding on to Telekinesis, so even if you want to try and leave, there's no way out.
All right.
This is what we saw from them in game 1. It was aggression until it stopped working.
Yeah, at some point, you can't just run at the enemy. You have to kind of play with a bit more structure in team fights. But for now in the early game, this is another game where Eternity just have everything kind of working out just fine. Their laning stage has proven to be one of their kind of strong points when it comes to this final week of games here in Div 2. And another game where, they drafted for it as well. That's the other thing. So heroes like Dazzle will, have some weaknesses come kind of mid-game where, it's not your traditional mid laner. It's not a mid-carry. It's not a mid-playmaker. It's kind of more like this, utility hero that's going to go for things like the Greaves and play a bit more like an off-laner.
Telekinesis into the onslaught. Trample again. Wrath of Nature gets the +2.
They got Rubik, yeah, that Wrath of Nature was a lot of damage. A nice little turnaround.
Bouncing quite a bit, and that at least gets them a kill and a +2 before he dies, but he still ends up falling. 10-5, net worth kind of even. Like, is the aggression enough from Eternity?
For now, like, definitely they haven't got themselves much of a lead at this point, but that can, very quickly change. They need to be careful not to start giving away too many kills.
Skyward, Snowball, and they've got everybody here. So they're going to get another kill into Skyward and another 3-time spree. Like, that's his second one. He went 3-1, then he went 3-1 again. So 6-2-2, but he's given up 2 kill streaks to Cores.
I think the big thing is they really need to start taking some objectives here. They're trying to do that mid, but they don't really have the best heroes to push or take towers. They're just trying to bring numbers. Like, they saw that big rotation top and like, okay, let's get this mid tier 1, but the problem is none of their heroes really deal damage to towers.
Oh, RRL.
Yeah, it's getting pretty low.
Regen picked up there by the Tusk.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So taking that power rune away, and all that time, Ush is still continuing to farm. He's going the same build. He's going into the Ags first.
Top tower is under attack.
Yep, this is just the build I think from what we see most Nature's Prophet do. Ags, just Gleipnir. These are the two kind of core items of the hero.
Last word, Wrath of Nature, going out, bouncing around, and doing a lot of damage to Blessed Kid, where he ends up dying, as RL had the Rolling Thunder sitting right on top of him.
Dire's top tower is under
Like you said, that level 6 is going to be big here for Ush, and it has been. That Wrath of Nature, the first 2 times he's used it, has done a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's such a good punish when you're against a team that's playing super aggressive, like diving you. The ability to turn around the gank is just so crucial in a game like this. And yeah, the fast Axe is going to give even more impact onto his ultimate. It's going to be a really nice pickup with the lower cooldown as well, just allowing him to just kind of almost spam it off cooldown anytime there's a fight.
And now they try to go get the top tier 1.
Yep.
Well, they are putting pressure on. The question is it going to be enough to get a tower here?
It's tricky.
Again, they can have the Nature's Prophet TP to top to try and defend it. He's also got Wrath of Nature in 25 seconds, so you got to make this move quick. Snowball onto Skyward. He's under the tower. They've got the Walrus Punch, Swashbuckle, Global Silence, so there's not going to be much help from this Radiant lineup, and the Razes are going to come in to get the kill on a Skyward. So this is a push gone wrong, fueling with the last word and the Arcane Curse on this Dazzle. The chase is on. Moonlight comes over the Fade Bolt. They just don't have enough to keep up with these heroes, but they are defending these towers. Blessed Kid's kind of standing his ground, and the shards blocking Moonlight. Swashbuckle hits, Wrath of Nature flying out. They've got the Requiem that lands onto the Rubik, as well as the Dazzle with the Rolling Thunder coming in. They go to the stolen Rolling Thunder. They have a shallow grave, but the Swashbuckle to kill off Moonlight. Poison Touch on RRL, while Argus and the Warden go down. And RRL trying to trade a Blessed Kid, but doesn't have the damage, so it ends up actually getting salvaged for Eternity.
Yeah, most importantly, they brought in Karwa, and he's like been just quietly farming. He's trying to go with this Battle Fury, but I think when you're a Marcy, you can't just, you still need to show up to fights. Even before this Battle Fury, this hero can be so incredibly impactful with the early, rebound plus max out sidekick. There's a lot of damage coming out there with, 65 bonus damage. So great job from Karwa to show up, punish the overextension, and just, biting off a bit more they can chew with the dive there. Pango going in really, really deep there.
This is a kill they need to get.
Agreed.
They need to kill him. They've got the Pulverize. They'll have the damage, and Sprout won't help him out. Actually, Moonlight's going to be able to Sprout and grab his own Treants.
Showing us that there's no Sprout TP if I can kill your Sprout.
Dispose
Another
on
top lane,
Warden.
Yeah.
But Arcane Curse and Last Word sends him packing, at least to stop the chase.
Yep. Warden's just done a great job of holding this tier 1 tower. Still no towers claimed. Mid 1 is deniable. But Ant still want to try and keep that up as long as possible. Like, all 3 towers being pressured, and still, like, 14 minutes in, we're yet to see one of them fall.
This is what we came for, the Battle of the Treants.
No.
Over bottom. And the game's been pretty even. I would assume the odds probably favor Ant in that scenario, just because they're the favorites overall, but I would be wrong. It's actually 1.57 to Eternity
Wow.
EASportsBet.io. I'm shocked.
Oh, unfortunately.
Considering they had a 4K lead and they weren't the favorites before.
Yeah. Rolling on Dazzle, unfortunately got pushed to the high ground, and now RRL, he got stunned on it as the roll was wearing off. He's dead, or should be dead.
Boy. Requiem? Not going to be in time. They'll get the kill into RRL, and now you just use Requiem for nothing.
Yeah. Maybe something about the drop, but yeah, this is because last game we saw like a bigger lead for Attorney, and the odds still didn't favor them. So, something about this draft.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Onslaught
Right.
wanted to pulverize the Shadow Fiend, but I don't think he had the time to get that quick shot off. Unleash, yeah, that level 6 and that damage and that right-click power just feels so strong. Oh, you had me to 5 health? Well, that's too bad, because I unleashed and now I'm going to kill every single one of you. Okay.
Well, now they show why their draft was still favored here. They just go from one kill to the next and just falling like dominoes there. And Eternity utilizing the strengths of their draft, which is just like, we're going to keep running you. This is like, you know, what we saw from Penguin Squad at the start of the Div 2, where it's like, we're going to pick these like melee heroes and just dive the enemy, go from one kill to the next, and just not give them a moment to kind of catch their breath and farm. And heroes like SF, Nature's Prophet, these heroes need a lot of farm. It's like, Ant's not really ready to fight. They need to finish these key items like the Ag Scepter before they keep taking all these fights.
And with that, like, Karla's got Battle Fury, he's got Treads, and he's almost got Blink. Like, his gold is up there.
Yep.
And previously we saw Ush in the first game when they were behind, able to recover for the team. But he's still 400 gold away from finishing the Ags, and then, of course, he wants to go into the Gleipnir, but that is such a far ways out, and the reason he was able to do it the last game was because the fighting eventually started to favor them, but it's not doing that right now.
Yeah. And it like, these big fights, like, just happen now when Ant is actually, like, they're close to these items. Like, Axe was 400 away. Pengo was, like, 100 or 200 away from a Diffusal Blade. These are really big early game items that they were taking fights without. And I think that's, that's a big issue. They can't force these fights until you at least finish your base items. Like, yeah, Ush wants to also get the Gleipnir, but you need at least an Axe before you commit to this constant brawling.
Yeah, and they've been brawling and losing, and it's 19-9. A lot of deaths on these cores already for the side of another NA team, and when you talk about a hero like Shadow Fiend, is he someone who can recover back into this game, or is he kind of losing his timing very quickly? Ooh, when I say
this
that, he
won't
might
help,
just die
yeah.
again. Stolen Arcane Curse, Global Silence on a 3. That might help him get the Requiem off, but the Arcane Curse is still on him. He needs to be careful about how many spells he uses and how low he's getting. They'll come in with the Solar Guardian, Moonlight coming over. They get the kill on a Blessed Kid, which is a streak going into the hands of RRL. It does also save the SF.
Great turnaround there. The Global Silence covering them. This is why Ant have, I think, Silence are their most picked hero throughout this tournament. They just play so well around the defensive Global Silences. But the chase is on.
Arcane Curse,
some
but
support.
Felix gonna die for that.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Warden avoids the Starbreaker, and now a bit of a turnaround coming through. Snowball into Skyward, who's got that BKB, but the Walrus Punch will take 2 seconds out of that duration. Goes into a Pulverize, Us trying to fight. Sprout up, Arates onto the back lines, going to the Starbreaker, has the damage to get the kill into the Warden. Meanwhile, on the other side, RRL is trying to fight Moonlight as Karla. They get the kill into Arates. RRL is gonna find Moonlight, so overall, that's 3 kills when you consider Blessed Kid died just a moment ago, and they end up just losing their supports.
Yeah. They almost caught Skyward on the Primal Beast. That would have been the huge kill, but he is such an early BKB. I don't know if they were ready for that one. I love the item selection there, getting this as your first item. If you want to keep fighting, you want to be leading the charge. Having that BKB just means he can, either, get pulverized off for free or force a Global Silence, which in itself can be a win because that just enables the rest of your team to not have to worry about if Ant's popping Global Silence just at the start of a fight to, cancel a pulverize.
So, BKB early going into Kaya Sanj for this Primal Beast. Don't normally see these early BKBs on Primal.
Yeah.
And what the audible is on the items you want next.
Yeah, Kaya San just looking to tank up, get some more damage, and just kind of, there's not like any must-buy items. If you're not, you've got a mid Dazzle who's getting all the team aura items, so you're allowed to kind of be that more of that, damage dealer / initiator, which is what this kind of item build is going to bring to the table. Once again, as tanky as possible, since he knows he's going to be like, charging in, and then he may get Global Silence and right-click down. There's a lot of right-click damage on heroes like SF, Nature's Prophet. He may even want like an armor item after this.
Bottom lane.
Yeah.
feeling he's going to die again.
All right. 10, 3, and 5. Big game for Skyward.
Unleash. Snowball, but it was quick. That means the Solar Guardian gets in with the Starbreaker and just an easy 1-2.
No global.
Maybe they would try to go to the Snowball and pull in the Shadow Fiend to hold him for a long time, but activating it so quickly means, well, you just end up getting killed very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the moments we saw last time, that kind of gank in that same area. They had Silencer alive, so they just pop a global, but like a stray death on Silencer bottom, which is totally fine. He's just kind of split pushing. Him dying there isn't a big deal, but it did have that ripple-on effect. You can see here, anybody showing themselves, anybody who shows themselves just gets launched at by the Primal Beast.
That might be too far, but has that Lotus Orb. That means he's going to be snowballing the other way. Ush over to the side, and Global Silence is going to be used. The Wrath of Nature on cooldown for another 7 seconds. These heroes are still diving in despite the fact that they're silent. So go to the Trample, then go to the Requiem. Now it's going to be a fear on 3 of these heroes. Snowball, again, going over towards the neutral camp. They go to the Starbreaker. They've got the Wrath of Nature. Snowball can't pull him in. And now, finally, the Snowball hits. They should be able to get the kill on Arates. They'll lose the ward, and Moonlight's dead, and this team is starting to run on the side of Eternity. But Swashbuckle, the rebound, the sidekick, and the dispose of the Battle Fury. He's got more than enough damage when he unleashes to kill them both.
Yeah, you can see it. The call from Ant was, Chase, we got numbers, you know, we're in like a 5v3. Let's just go, go, go. Us was trying to TP in, and Karwa just shows up and annihilates. He's not done.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Marcy is here to save the day.
Marcy is huge.
Yes, this is a big problem. I don't think SF, Nature's Prophet, can really deal with this Marcy at this point. Gonna have a Basher to go with BKB Battle Fury. 21 minutes in, BKB Battle Fury Blink. This is one of those farm Marcys I've seen, and 6 or 8 Karwa is absolutely poised to just solo carry this game at this point. So, you know, last game we saw all this aggression, but they didn't have much to back it up. This time around, like, you know, their aggression's starting to get punished a little bit, but that's where suddenly they've got this carry who's actually taking advantage of all the space that, you know, he's been given.
Oof. Trying to figure out what the game plan is. I would say don't fight in the Unleash, but that ability at level 3 is on cooldown for only 60 seconds at all times, which is nothing.
It's hard. This blink gives Marcy so much ability to like get on the key targets. These range carries, like playing against Marcy with a blink dagger, just life is very tricky for them.
That being said, they still only have the tier 1 down, mid, and top. A little surprising.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that goes back to maybe how Ant did a really good job defending towers early on, and just naturally, like, this Radiant draft doesn't take objectives. Their core is Dazzle, Marcy, Primal Beast are not objective takers. The issue is going to be, like, how do they've defended their towers, but how do they take a fight?
RL, Unleash, the run! Oh, boy!
Okay.
There's a blink available, so he's still got to really get away. Swashbuckle. He's got it. He actually diffuses, doesn't use it immediately. Last word, Arcane Curse. Dazzle coming around. By the way, he doesn't have Shard, so he won't be getting him into that Hex with a Poison Touch there. And I feel like that Shard's a big part of this, but...
Yeah, I would like to see him maybe pick it up as one of his next item. Or even, I would like to see him pick it up before the Lotus, for example.
I agree. I want to say, even though they're dominating, like, it's only going to help you dominate more.
Yep. Yeah, everything else about, like, maybe you could make an argument that you could get it before the 4 stuff, but it's such a big upgrade.
Or else here with double damage. Uh-oh.
I was about to say, he's going to be careful, though. Even with the double damage, he wasn't looking all too scary. He's pressing forward. He's just trying to, like, bait them to go on him or something while they make the play top. Yep.
Punch, Wrath of Nature with the root, and nice BKB. Kill. That's not going to feel good. It's a good kill, and then a bad BKB, truthfully, because he just died the second after.
Yeah, that was a cool little setup from Ant with the SF in the trees, using the fear plus the chain stun to... By the time he could BKB, he was just already dead, and like you say, should not have used it at all.
It's Gleipnir timing is going to be important for Ush. The control has been very lacking.
Yep. And they're kind of prioritizing, like, just sitting back and farming, trying to get to some of these key items like that Gleipnir.
Oh, Unleash just dying immediately.
Yeah, this... I mean, we saw Marcy, like, almost solo killed Pengo when Pengo walked up a hill and Marcy just unleashed on Pengo, and, like, anybody who comes near Marcy when unleashes up could just get deleted.
I want to say Unleash would be good even if the bonus attack speed was half of what it is. 1325 is a lot.
Yeah, that's a number you don't normally see next to attack speed.
Whoa, RL! He got spotted. Gets the Rolling Thunder off.
Nope.
Now, Just will leave.
Luckily, there was no Unleash there, or if you get bashed or something, you kind of may have just died there, so... No.
Ush almost just died too, by the way. They're in Roche. Why not? Unleash
And they
in just
stop
a
this.
second.
They're coming for it.
Can Roche stop this? He's getting unleashed on. Unleash? No, it's going to go the other way. RRL, swashbuckle, bash, kill. Karawa just looking to bash and knock these heroes out. The Wrath of Nature roots him up for a second with a BKB pop by Karawa, though. He's chasing and looking.
No. And that's all you can do when
Now-
Unleash is popped, is just try and kite. Try and get away, throw a Walrus Punch and just disengage, use Snowball. Like, finding an Unleash Marcy at this point in the game is just not possible.
Is Ush going to go for the snatch like we saw the other day? Oh,
I
TP
don't
right on
think
Roche
so.
where you don't see it.
He doesn't know where Roche is standing, because sometimes teams, like, you can pull Roche to, like, the edge of the cave. It's not always, like, right on the deep in the cave.
Radiant's bottom tower
But yeah, that seems like a mega throw if he tries to do that. Feeling?
Ooh, feeling?
Oh, see how?
Ooh, yeah!
Whoa, okay.
What a spot to TP out in.
He knows his trees.
Not even playing Nature's Prophet. Knows his trees.
is under attack.
That was
Top lane. Who's
worrying.
Marcy going to find?
I
Or
will
are they
say,
going to go on Marcy? They may.
the same way they did with
No.
Blink, Walrus Punch, the damage, the
Okay.
damage!
Oh.
Oh my god!
She's got BKB.
Requiem?
No, she doesn't. BKB's on
Timing!
cooldown.
Oh, he's too early! But the global
They still got-
silence, that might be enough. Can he get the kill? The Shallow Grave is in from Blessed Kid. Now they take care of the Dazzle, and the Walrus Punch means they get both.
Wow.
Whoa.
I was
Even
like,
with the timing being off the mark, and they're going to find Moonlight too.
huge. Marcy just got deleted. And yeah, the Requiem timing, unfortunately, off, but because she didn't have BKB, it was on cooldown for 5 more seconds. They timed that game perfectly around the BKB cooldown, and it worked out. Even though it wasn't executed perfectly, it worked out, and they're not done.
Yeah, they want more, and they're going to get more. This is what we saw. Sky.
Deja vu. What's he doing?
Yeah, getting you forced to use his BKB.
Don't like that. And they're going to lose a lot of map control, lose their entire lead, essentially. This mid-tier on towers on 1 hit, too, so they'll probably lose that. And what a huge find that Marcy kill was in the top lane.
They were 5,000 net worth ahead, and now that's all gone.
It feels like deja vu in some ways. Like last game, we're looking at it, it's like, this is the game. Eternity got this. You shouldn't be losing with late game with Enigma Sniper and then, a couple slip-ups. This one's still very winnable with how, well, Marcy is scaling, but at this point, SF is come online in a big, big way. And if you can just keep your distance, which this Hurricane Pike is going to help a lot against heroes like Marcy, SF could carry this game.
Yeah, you saw the damage output from that kill just a moment ago, and you're also seeing the bit of control that Ush offers with that Gleipnir Ags combo. Also, Warden's going for the kick, so it's like, oh, unleash, all right, kick you away.
Well,
Try and get you away from my team.
RL just rolls in with no backup. Like, this guy's insane. What's he up to?
Dying. That's what he's up to. Maybe?
He doesn't deserve to live after this.
Yeah.
he rolled into enemy ancients. Like, it was like a scouting mission where he's just like, I'm gonna swoop on in. He had no backup. He wasn't trying to get a kill. He wasn't, you know, it was literally just like, let's just try and be annoying. And then on the way out, he just doesn't really get out. So yeah, bit of a mistake from him.
He might die. Onslaught, pulverize everything here. The team coming over. Marcy with an unleash. Your BKB has no power here when I've got bashes. Oh yeah, that's another kill for Karla.
Yep.
Asher upgrade is real.
Yep. The kind of pickoffs, like you're clawing your way back in, and like that's your win condition. The Shadow Fiend in so many ways, you can't really afford to get solo picked off like that. But we're seeing it from both teams. Like this is, you know, two teams who are not like the top teams down here in Div 2, and we're seeing some of those misplays that kind of explain, you know, their shortcomings throughout the season. Individual mistakes from, you know, cores getting picked off. And it does make some interesting Dota, because this game is still far from over. It's a 2K gold lead for Ant, but they're down 33-19 on kills, so you've seen Eternity have control for so much of this game.
Yeah, I will say, like, Blessed Kid's game kind of shut off. He doesn't really have a lot of gold, and the way Skyward was playing, you'd think he'd be higher in the net worth chart than he is right now.
Yep. It really feels like Ant have, like, 2 carries going late game versus just the Marcy, and it's like Marcy playing alone. Like, yeah, Marcy generally decent against range carries, but there's still range carries that will do their best to kite Marcy. Like stuff like the Sprout Leash, the Shadow Fiend Hurricane Pike is going to make life really hard for Marcy in these team fights. Not to mention one of my favorite items and spells in the game, Tusk has Aghanim Scepter. Walrus Kick is going to be coming in. This is where Dota can get kind of wild. Walrus Kick is just so good. Like this Ags can just win you a team fight by itself.
RL finding this Dawnbreaker, and they smoke top while this is going on. While this chase is here, they could probably find the Shadow Fiend. First hit bash, BKB, bash, 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 kill, kill, kill. Karla is on it, but there's the kick under the tier 3 tower. The BKB popping goes to the Walrus Punch afterwards. Gonna have to rebound away. Stolen Rolling Thunder. And they've got the Sprout, which leashes, so your Rolling Thunder is worthless. That's not fair.
That just looks so comical. Yes, wonderful. Wonderful Nature's Prophet. But again, the Shadow Fiend, it's kind of the same mistake to a smaller degree. Like he's kind of by his base, by his teammates there, but you can't afford to be getting picked off as the carry, because that, you know, they get the kick into the base on the Marcy, and that's like a good fight for Ant if Shadow Fiend is alive to do damage.
Yeah, and he ends up dying soon after, and they're going to try and make a fight happen. They have Skyward caught, but do they have the damage to get the kill with Gleipnir control? They should. It's just a matter of time.
They know there's no BKBs, and this is what we saw last game. Like, enemy team uses BKBs, and they'll just run at them, TP in, use their playmaking. The Warden is, like, you know, looking great on the Tusk. And then you've got us, you can always TP in as well. So once this Gleipnir comes online, you've got so much more catch potential that makes it really easy to punish these mistakes.
One of the biggest things that I noticed in game 1 was another NA team knowing when to use their buybacks as well. Like that Black Hole that came out top in game 1, they had buyback available on the Ember. Like once you use those big spells, or in this game, it's going to be more so those BKBs. If you have a way to get back into the fight with a buyback, then you could certainly turn it around and all of a sudden find the advantage out of an exchange that you lose initially.
Yep.
Kick. And punch. And then they've got the shards, they have the kill, they have the control. Unleash. Uh-oh, Rolling Thunder landed. Now they've got the Sprout. While he's rolling. See,
that looks so funny.
That's supposed to be an unstoppable force, but not there.
Oh,
that is... Oh.
Marcy's like, I'm the immovable object once I pop BKB. And just eats that Pengo alive during a Rolling Thunder. I don't know. If Pengo sees that, I'm just like, what do you do? Buy an AC, buy a Shivers, buy some armor or something. I don't even know if that's going to solve the problem, but that is brutal.
1325 bonus attack speed, so if you blink, you'll miss the hits. And that's exactly what happened to the Pango. He blinked and got pretty hit.
Yeah. We'll get to see it here again. This
And with the Battle Fury, you can see the damage just get spread out a little bit at the beginning, and then he just gets stopped.
Yeah, the pause of the Rolling Thunder pause when he gets bashed is just like a, oh shit, you know what's going to happen to him. This poor soul. he's done for.
Late shard, but might be a big enough item at this point in the game for Blessed Kid that fights really start to favor Eternity.
It did get the full Lotus Orb once the double Dispel against Silencer. I can also, help out your teammates a bit with this too, so definitely a nice item to have, but delaying the priority of the shard, I think maybe costs them some ability to make some plays here in the mid game.
Roche is back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Roche is back up, but Roche also knows that Karwa has Unleash, so he will stay in his pit scared and never want to leave or have anybody enter, that's for sure.
Dude, Roche is cozy. He just likes to stay at home, like play games by himself, and everybody just wants to come in and house crash.
Radiant's bottom tower is
That was a Requiem.
Yeah. And a BKB
That was a
TP.
Requiem to, get a Fear BKB TP, but if it didn't hit, I don't think. I wasn't paying it.
No.
I heard it. I didn't see it, and then I was just like, all right.
I think he thought he was being ganked in the trees there. Like, he somehow thought he had been seen and enemies were nearby, so it seemed like a bit of just like a precautionary play.
Scan connected at the last second on that Roche.
This
So,
is
yeah, they're going to four-man smoke. This is rough
aggressive.
with Unleash being available. That spell is always scary. They're not going to Roche.
This is huge if they can get themselves an
What?
Aegis, though.
And a shard for Shadow Fiend, which is going to allow him to activate the Necromastery,
Yep.
and that's pretty significant when you've got a little half-second fear duration. Snowball to get the save. That'll waste the
Nice.
time of the Unleash. Now they've got the Wrath of Nature coming in to get the root with the BKB being popped, but they go to the Walrus Sponge. Now they're going to need to kick him, but he's been bashed and he's been killed. Solar Guardian comes in with the Global Silence being used. The buyback comes out for the Tusk. They've got the damage coming into the Shadow Fiend. That's going to be the Aegis. Not used just yet. Pulverize on the side. They still don't get the kill on the Shadow Fiend, but they're still going to work the action on an RRL. Take out Feeling, take out RRL. Buyback was used by the Tusk, so these heroes working with their last couple lives. And if these buybacks don't come from Ant, well, the fight's just over.
Yeah. Just all the sustain there. Like the Dawnbreaker with the Ag Scepter just pops the Solar Guardian in onto the Marcy, so she's kind of unkillable, and there's a Walrus Punch to controller, but that only lasts for so long. Like Karwa with the backup with all the heals and sustain, not to mention there's a Dazzle on your team as well, just they couldn't really bring Marcy down. The only time they've done that was when she was completely alone and picked off. So other than that one death, Karwa has played perfectly this game.
Casual, by
There's
the
the
way.
break and the kickback.
7.5 thousand. Oh, the Lotus Orb. Oh, he's going to go back in the base. The Snowball. Can he kick him? Oh, the Bastion Pistol. No. He wants it so
It was on
badly.
cooldown too.
Oh. It almost worked.
The Lotus Snowball's always a fun one to keep track of.
A bit of a bait almost. He took level 25, so he's... Let's see what he takes on this 25 talent for the Marcy.
Not sure, yeah, which is better here. I mean, spell immunity makes sense, I think. Not sure. The silence is, I think the spell immunity was what I would lean towards, but we'll see where he goes. He's deliberating. He's not sure.
Sheesh. So, trying to do math in my head, which is never a good topic.
Uh-oh.
5 strikes per Fury,
bottom tower is under attack.
which is just 5 right clicks so fast for what? 300, 400 something damage? So you're just insta doing like 2,000?
With
Maybe
a double
more?
damage.
Oh gosh.
Huge rune to find.
Insta doing 4K damage.
Yeah. There is not really surviving this. Like, maybe you're starting to consider, like, Aeon Dis if you're Pangolier, because I don't think, like, a plate metal is going to help you out there.
Ags
That's
for
like-
Marcy?
I mean, the cooldown is insane.
Yeah,
20 second
20 is
cooldown.
Stupid.
Oh,
That's all right.
yeah. This item is amazing here, and you can eventually get the blessing so it doesn't take up an item slot. But Ooh. Yeah, if they've seen this double damage, they're probably just saying like, we don't fight. We chill. I think they want to play around their high ground defense, try and use this Walrus kick to pull people into the base, because any kind of standard fight where they get to, fight around Marcy where everybody's backing her up with the heals, the, Solar Guardian, isn't going to work well. You need to pull Eternity out of position.
I'm surprised it's only a 2K lead, truthfully.
I mean, for a long time, they didn't even have the lead, despite, I think, at least to me, kind of clearly they were ahead, even though they didn't have a gold lead. I think a lot of it is, like, it's this kind of, like, Nature's Prophet effect, where there's just so much farm on Nature's Prophet that, Nature's Prophet, it's not like a Doom thing where it's like inflated net worth, but it's just, there's a lot more gold on the 2 carries of Ant, even though the 1 carry of Eternity is just this unstoppable killing machine.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think I want to fight into a Marcy with a double damage. That's for sure.
No, sir.
Ag's money there for Karwa.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
Blink. Kick. Oh, do they have it? They do.
No.
That works. When you don't
That
get
was simple.
bashed in Abyssal immediately, you're able to get a kill there with the kick. They'll steal the Rolling Thunder again. Now they've got their eyes on Bless Kid. The Warden comes over to give him a punch, and he's got a kick if it's needed. Snowball, Lotus Orb reflected, and let's pull him back towards the base, right? Gleipnir, and a couple right clicks.
Interesting. You see that, and my first thought was like, why didn't they do that before? Why didn't they do that sooner? Like, they just made that look so easy,
Yeah.
and they're not done.
Walrus Punch, and down goes Moonlight.
This is what we've seen a bit, where it's like 1 kill shouldn't turn into 3 kills. Like, maybe
Not at all.
the Dazzle gets caught there, but that was like a good 10 seconds later where Rubik's just getting caught out. Could have easily TP'd or just ran away with Blink Dagger. So a bit like silly when it came to the follow-up kills. Like, they maybe had a plan to defend Marcy when they were pushing high ground from the War's kick. They didn't execute it, that's fine, but then you just gotta back off and reset, which is something we saw in game 1, where they're really bad at resetting. After one small mistake becomes a much bigger mistake with Eternity, is what I'm kind of learning watching and casting this series.
Yeah, it can't chain into more. I'm trying to think of the word I was looking for. But it turns into chain bad moves, right? Or
Yeah.
chained up bad moves.
Yeah, the problem gets
find
kind
out
of
eventually.
exasperated when you're looking at this, one mistake shouldn't turn into more. But yeah, so what was that? Was that Lincoln's pickup? On
Yeah,
somebody?
for Shadowfiend.
Okay. Just against the Primal Beast, not bad.
50-50 on Dota Plus. I'm here for it.
I kind of agree. It feels that way. Like, 7K gold lead's kind of whatever. Like, it's been Eternity in control this entire game. They're the ones always kind of playing on the aggressive, getting all these kills.
Yeah, I think the net worth means nothing. It's literally just unleash or nothing. And they're going to go Abyssal Blade, Onslaught. Global Silence isn't going to matter. They're going with the Warden, but they've got themselves the Pulverize to get the kill. Easy, 1-2. No buyback.
Yep.
That's the worst part of it.
Yep. And, I criticize Eternity for one small mistake being turned into a big one. I got to do the same. And same thing. Like, that SF, that was a big mistake. What's he doing? Just farming there alone? And that was, like, just a 5-man smoke, and they just ran at SF and killed him. Like, it was the easiest kill ever. It's 43 minutes in the game. What are you doing?
They're going to try and rat this out because they want to go and get the kill here on the Dawnbreaker. That's going to force somebody else back.
There's no kick now because SF was dying. Tusk went in to try and, save his buddy syndrome. And
RL, this can't happen. It will.
oh,
He's got buyback, though.
they may just thrown him.
SF has
also,
buyback, too.
Yeah. You've got Dawnbreaker just defending bottom, ready to come in maybe with the Solar Guardian, but
Yeah, at any
Chase
time.
is on. No
Oh,
global.
Sprout doesn't land.
Very questionable play. I mean, the SF, I just don't, 42 minutes in the game. It's one thing to get caught right outside your base, but he's just in the middle of the map, tier 1 tower mid river area. farming with not a single teammate nearby. Enemy just smoked and just walked towards him and kill him. Like that is just a huge misplay from RGS. And then as a result, Tusk dies as well, which means they don't have the Walrus kick to defend their high ground with, which is like, the Tusk being alive is super important for Ant because of that Walrus kick when you're defending your base.
This Roche is going to be really important, I think, for another NA team if they... Well, really both teams. I think if you take next Roche, you probably win the game. Getting through these next 2 minutes, though, is going to be the biggest point.
Yep.
A little nervous for him. Or for the side of this team to get there.
Yeah, both teams trying to use their smokes and trying to posture for that next Roshan as much as possible when buybacks are being used. This is where, you know, you're kind of desperate for an Aegis if you're Ant because your cores have used buyback and
Pango, 2 minutes. Global silence now down.
It's the same thing as last time where someone gets caught off alone. They commit the global silence. This time at least they don't lose Tusk. Yeah. They have the Tusk for the defense, but similar to last time, they don't have global silence. They try to use it to, you know, save somebody that gets picked off, but...
Ush is thinking about what he can do, and they're going to send the Dawnbreaker back, knowing that the Solar Guardian's available to just go in.
Yep. Once global's being used, you can do this. It's a really nice thing.
Orb.
Okay.
For global silence.
Ooh.
No refresh. Kick. Snowball. Going through. And they're going to need the global silence. That's exactly what they're going to get. They're going to kill the Marcy. They got him for at least 100 seconds if he doesn't buy back. TP out. Blast Kid. Oh, ooh. Just escapes.
Yeah, the Hex was on cooldown too.
Skyward. They're going to TP in. They've got the snowball, and they'll stop the TP. They've got the Walrus Punch and the kill. But again, they have buybacks, and Roche isn't up for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Clutch refresher. I'm looking at this like, it's the same thing as last time where global silence kind of gets wasted to try and save one of the cores. Dawnbreaker then can TP back to deal with the split pusher and Solar Guardian in, but he hid the refresher orb. So Dawnbreaker didn't know about this refresher global silence, which meant Solar Guardian gets cancelled, means Dawnbreaker's not showing up to the fight, means those heals aren't coming in, and it completely swings the fight back in Ant's favor. Really clutch play from Feeling.
I will say, though, I really don't like Warden sitting here across the river by himself. You have been caught here on 3 different heroes. Yeah. I understand the Marcy's dead, and so is the Primal Beast, but this is late enough in the game where I don't think that matters anymore. There's somebody who can come and kill you.
Yeah. It's not as egregious as the last two. The Pango and the SF doing it when 5 enemy heroes are alive, I'm just like scratching my head like, okay, this is iffy. This time around, yeah. Gets away with it, but yeah, take the Roshan, get the Aegis, probably for the SF here. And what's it going to be? It's going to be an Aghanim Scepter as well, which I guess the SF will take. They don't really have anyone else for it, so.
Not bad to have the upgraded Necromastery and the Requiem.
Yeah. Oh, he canceled his Silver Edge there by popping it, but that's okay. Yeah, I think Pango also doesn't have an axe, so it could have been Pango, but I like it on the SF a bit more. Question is, how do Ant take a fight outside their base? They've had the most success with the Walrus kick inside their base, and we haven't really seen them take good fights outside, and they're playing under enemy vision here. This could be really bad.
They're going to try and make the move. They go to the Abyssal Blade. They're going to try and find the Tusk.
Cheese.
Cheese, Guardian Greaves, onslaught in, looking for a Pulverize with the BKB being used by both the Marcy as well as the Primal Beast. They'll go to the Pulverize, it's going to be on Ush. They'll get the Global Silence off, they get the kill into the ward, and he's going to buy back and try and get back into the fight by TPing over to the Outpost. Ush trying to survive. Sword Guardian, there's the kill into Ush. They got the Requiem coming through. It's going to be the Fear and the Requiem coming back into him, but it's not really doing anything. They go to the Snowball. It's going to be onto the Dawnbreaker with the Gleipnir. They've got Ush back into the fight. They get the kill into Skyward. It's going to buy back as well. Walrus Punch, now the Dispose, as well as the right clicks from Karawa, but they've got the Swashbuckle. They had the Shallow Grave. Can Karawa survive? The Hex from the Poison Touch. Ush is going to die. 3 heroes dead on the side of another NA team. Oh boy, Stolen Requiem not going to land. Shadow Fiend trying to leave.
Dusted.
Oh boy.
They got him.
On the run. Celestial Hammer. It's got 4 staff in 3 seconds. They've got a sentry down. And the jump in. There's the Abyssal Blade. They'll catch him and they'll kill him. That's the Aegis gone. Has Hurricane Pike. He has Silver Edge. Does he get to move? No.
I think that might be game. Nobody has buybacks and Eternity. This may be their first win.
Could be the first win of the season for him.
nobody's dying in these fights. Like, Ant's just like right-clicking away, and everybody's just so tanky on this Radiant side with all the heals and sustain that they bring to the table, and GG is called. Yeah,
Wow,
it's over.
They just called GG, and for the first time, they get a victory. Eternity have done it.
That's hype. And with a mid-dazzle.
Wow.
Yes. I mean...